Coming up, big changes regarding the distribution of the COVID vaccine.
Who may now be eligible and why you may need a third dose of the vaccine.
Plus, we dig deep tonight into social media users and in some cases, entire platforms being purged. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
New tonight at 10, Vice President Mike Pence says he will not invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Donald Trump from office.
The vice president says it would not be in the best interest of the nation or consistent with the Constitution, and that it's time to unite our country as we prepare to inaugurate President-elect Joe Biden. The House is looking to impeach the president for his role in the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol.
The Department of Health and Human Services is announcing sweeping changes in coronavirus vaccine rollout guidelines that may change when you're able to get the shot. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley spoke with state health departments today. She joins us live in the studio now with what people here in the Valley can expect. Bailey?
Andrea, good news on the vaccine front tonight, as those 65 and older might not have to wait anymore. Operation Warp Speed recommended today that states expand access for faster distribution.
Effective 2 weeks from now, we are changing how we allocate first doses among the states in order to ensure doses are being put to use and put to use for the most vulnerable. We will be allocating them based on the pace of administration as reported by states and by the size of the 65 and over population in each state.
The Minnesota Department of Health says the next phase 1B already includes those 65 and older. Meanwhile, across the river, it might be a different story. I spoke with North Dakota health officials today who say they're still working on how vaccine groups and distribution will change, saying they plan to release more information tomorrow. Now, despite Operation Warp Speed announcing they stopped holding back millions of reserved doses and sent them out on Sunday, Minnesota says they haven't seen anything and haven't received any additional information yet, which has the department reminding Minnesotans that a faster and a larger vaccine distribution isn't going to start happening tomorrow, saying patience is key. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Bailey. Officials say those eligible for a vaccine will be notified on how, where, and when they can get their shots. Minnesotans can also track the vaccine rollout in the state by checking out the vaccine data dashboard. As of today, the CDC promised more than 541,000 doses of the vaccine to Minnesota. And so far, Mahnomen County leads the state with just under 13% of the county already vaccinated with at least the first dose. Officials say out of the 150,000 Minnesotans already vaccinated, 7,000 people have received both doses.
A software malfunction at the North Dakota Department of Health's Public Health Lab affected 181 positive COVID tests that took place between Christmas Day and January 8th. Now, lab staff tell us that impacted individuals have been notified of the error and they're increasing the frequency of the routine maintenance on their software. The Moderna vaccine appears to give people at least a year's worth of protection from COVID-19. The chief medical officer for the company says Moderna will test to see if a third dose of the vaccine will result in longer protection. The first 2 doses of the vaccine are given about a month apart. Since this is a new product, officials aren't sure how long they last.
Every country is taking a different approach on how the coronavirus vaccine is distributed. As Heidi Wigdahl tells us, there is a method taking place across the pond that a Mayo doctor is warning against.
COVID-19 vaccine distribution. Different scenarios have come up. This headline in the New York Times reads, Britain opens door to mix and match vaccinations, worrying experts. When it comes to vaccinations that require 2 doses spaced out, the updated UK guidelines say if the same vaccine is not available, it's reasonable to offer 1 dose of what is. But it also says every effort should be made to do 2 doses of the same vaccine.
I understand that thinking as a sort of desperation measure, but it's not the same thing as evidence-based dosing.
Dr. Greg Polin, an infectious diseases expert and head of Mayo Clinic's vaccine research group, says this is why we have clinical trials.
And those trials only included 2 doses of the same vaccine. Once you depart from that, then we can no longer be confident about the safety the efficacy, or even the durability.
In an effort to get more people the first vaccine dose, some countries are also delaying the second dose.
What about vaccine interchangeability? We could have that answer inside of 6 to 8 weeks. What about delaying a dose? Same thing. That might take more like 3 months, but we could test that. And that's what we need to do. You need to bring science into those types of decisions.
The FDA is warning against reducing the number of doses, extending the length of time between doses, changing the dose, or mixing and matching vaccines in order to immunize more people against COVID-19.
North Dakota is struggling to find teachers and to retain them. The state already had a teacher shortage before COVID-19, but the pandemic is making it worse. Lawmakers have introduced a bill to help schools train and retain teachers. It will also support the state-funded teacher mentorship pilot program, where first-year teachers are paired with a veteran educator to help transition into their new careers. Mentors are given stipends of up to $900 per semester.
We have a lot of new and green teachers, and honestly new and green administrators too, that have had quite the introduction into the profession this year. In more ways than I can indicate, this is not a typical year.
Of the program, but also expands who qualifies. If the bill passes, any leftover funds will allow second-year teachers to participate again. In 2018, 94% of first-year teachers who had a mentor came back the second year. Those without a mentor saw 10% less retention.
2 people were hurt after an accident involving a car on fire at Kindred. Crews with Kindred Fire, Cass County Sheriff's Office, and North Dakota Highway Patrol responded to 54th Street and 160th Avenue Southeast around 6:30 this evening. They found 2 cars that had been in an accident, with one of the cars in a ditch on fire. 2 people were taken to a hospital by ambulance. Their injuries are not expected to be life-threatening. The cause is under investigation.
Troubling news tonight regarding Fargo native Johnny Lang. Voice problems have forced the singer and guitarist to cancel all confirmed appearances. In a post on his website, the 40-year-old cited doctor's orders, adding that there's hope for a natural recovery, but until progress is witnessed, no future plans will be initiated. Lang started playing at a very young age locally, scored a hit in the late 90s with the song Lie to Me, and has remained in the business since then.
Still ahead tonight, more than $600 million up for grabs. The latest on the Mega Millions drawing that's capturing the attention of the nation.
But first, hold on to tomorrow's warm Wednesday because some wild weather is on the way. Hutch breaks it down for us next.